Hey guys, it's Mikko from Elmo Sound Lab, and oh yes, we're talking about Tonewood again. Really, this is more of a conversation opener, and that 10-second clip in the beginning wasn't really proving anything about Tonewood either. Really, the point of that 10-second video was to show you that guitar pickups are not microphones. Many times when people are talking about guitar pickups, they automatically start comparing them to microphones. Guitar pickups are essentially magnets. They only see metal. So what I was trying to prove there, and I did prove there, was that if you put a metal block in front of a guitar, as if where the strings would be, you hit that, you will hear a sound. If you do the same thing with something that's not made of metal, I intentionally used wood to kind of talk about Tonewood. That will not happen. Now you did hear actually a small click. What was that? In that magnetic field we actually have frets, and the pickup, you know, they all move when you hit something. So potentially that drumstick leaning on the frets, we were actually using the neck pickup in that comparison, they actually move, and that may be what that pickup is picking up. Either way, I hit them equally hard, and when using that drumstick, the signal was minus 20 dB quieter. And you know, talking about perceived loudness, 10 dB is many times considered double the loudness. So even if you double the loudness of that drumstick, it's still not as loud as that metal bar being hit. So what this goes to show is that everything that is metal matters way more than what is not metal on a guitar. Now, if I would have to choose one person to speak on behalf of Tonewood, it would have to be Paul Reed-Smith. I love PRS guitars, and Paul Reed-Smith is definitely the main person talking about Tonewood and its effects on guitar tone. Now, I love PRS guitars. I just bought one last month. I have 5 US core PRS guitars. They are amazing sounding guitars. So clearly Paul Reed-Smith understands this subject likely better than anyone else. Is he telling his secrets out loud? I don't think so. But one video keeps circulating on the internet. It's actually from a podcast called Dipped in Tone. And the clip people are showing is this clip.
If the instrument doesn't matter and it's only the pickup, then a concert violinist would go up to a Neumann microphone and the violin would not matter at all. It's his hands and the microphone. That's it. That's all that matters according to the internet. What a load of...
He is comparing electric guitar to an acoustic violin. Once again, making that comparison between an acoustic instrument and an electric instrument, comparing microphones with pickups. Just like what I proved here in the beginning, guitar pickups are not microphones. Something that no one for some reason is posting about that same exact podcast is this clip.
The nut material and the bridge material is more important than the wood material. If you make the nut out of rubber and you make the bridge out of rubber, I don't care what wood you use, you got a piece of junk on your hands, okay?
Now let's talk more about that comparison that I made, where I was using a metal bar and a drumstick. Really, that comparison doesn't show the full story, because really, everything that influences that guitar string vibrating in front of that pickup will influence the tone. So everything that touches that string when you're playing it will be the first most important thing. So much like Paul Reed-Smith said, the bridge is likely the most important factor in your guitar tone. Bridge saddles, they are touching every single note that you're playing. It's probably one of the most important specs on your guitar. And I would say it's very much overlooked. Now the next thing, people always talk about nut and nut material. But really, that only matters when you're playing open notes. So what is the next thing? Frets. I would say frets are very likely more important than the nut material, because whatever notes you're playing on what material of frets, wire, that's gonna be very influential to your sound. Now in regards to the Tonewood debates, I'm not sure this comparison that I made in this video debunks it in any way or does anything to it. We realistically need to have that guitar string vibrating, and the debate for Tonewood really has never really been about the pickups being microphones. Some people like Paul Reed Smith seem to be saying that, which is very weird in my opinion. The debate has been that through the vibrations of those rings going through the saddles and the nuts and everything that's touching the guitar, that vibration goes then into the wood of the guitar, and how the material of the guitar actually dampens or resonates with those frequencies help you get more sustain in your guitar tone or dampen your guitar tone. And that is how we can potentially talk about Tonewood making an influence in your guitar tone. I've been doing a series of tests that I will be posting, so please subscribe to this channel if you want to see those tests. I've been comparing different scale lengths, because if you use a different scale length, you will have a different tension on the strings. And if you have a different tension on those strings, you will have a different amount of low end and high end and brightness overall. Same thing goes for pickup height. If you have the pickups close to your strings versus having the pickups low, I've done this test for you too. Then the position of the pickup in relation to the scale length. So is that bridge pickup, for example, pressed right up against the saddles, or is there a gap in between? That makes quite a big difference too. And one interesting conclusion that I've just come up with that I will be posting a video about is neck angle. So on a guitar like a Gibson Les Paul or a PRS guitar, you actually have a neck angle, meaning that the neck is angled towards the body of the guitar, meaning that even if you have low action on the fretboard, the strings will actually be higher where the pickups are, and that gives you more low end. So I will be posting a bunch of videos just like this, going through these different specs of a guitar, and let's find the truth about what actually matters in electric guitar tone. See you guys on the next one. Like I said, subscribe to see more. Bye bye.